Hello and welcome to Courts This Week, where I take you through legal developments across the country that took place within 10th August and 16th August 2020. The first starting with Supreme Court judgments. On Friday, senior advocate Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi opened the arguments for the petitioner Yash Dubey in the petition challenging the direction issued by the University Grants Commission to hold final terms exam by September 30, stating that the number of COVID-19 cases have been increasing exponentially. Singhvi submitted before the bench that the matter was related to life and health of students. Bench will now hear the matter on August 18. The Supreme Court on Tuesday reserved its order in a plea filed by Bollywood actress Riya Chakrabarti seeking transfer of an FIR filed against her from Patna to Mumbai. The court also asked all parties to submit a written note by Thursday, August 13. A single judge bench of Justice Rishikesh Roy heard all parties involved, who had complied with the court's August 5 order, directing them to file their responses within 3 days of Chakrabarti's plea to transfer the cases. The state of Maharashtra has also filed its report regarding the status of the investigation. In a significant landmark judgment, the Supreme Court passed and held a daughter will have a share after Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, irrespective of whether her father was alive or not at the time of the amendment. For more information regarding this, you can watch my other video where I have given full details. I will provide the link in the description. In this case, Supreme Court has observed that considerable unexplained delay on the part of drug authorities to test a sample can render any penalty under Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940, based upon the said analysis of the sample, as void. The bench, considering an appeal filed by the Medipol Pharmaceutical India Private Limited, which was blacklisted, the writ petition filed by the company before the Punjab and Haryana High Court was dismissed. The apex court also observed that, while exercising its power to blacklist a company, the state has to act fairly and rationally without in any way being arbitrary. In this case, the court found that it was arbitrary and therefore set aside the blacklisting order. The Attorney General K.K. Venugopal on Tuesday informed the Supreme Court bench, hearing the contempt petition in the restoration of 4G internet in Jammu and Kashmir matter, that the special committee was considered view that the situation in Jammu and Kashmir is still not conducive to restore internet services of 4G. However, a phased restoration on a trial basis was taken place after 15th August onwards. The bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana was hearing a petition seeking contempt action against Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs and Chief Secretary of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, alleging non-compliance of May 11th judgment of Supreme Court, which directed that a special committee be constituted to immediately determine the necessity of continued restriction of mobile internet speeds in Jammu and Kashmir to 2G only. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare fixed an affidavit in the Supreme Court stating that quarantine period of doctors and health workers need to be treated as on duty and not on leave. This happened after senior advocate K.B. Vishwanathan in an IA filed by a United Residents and Doctors Association stated in court that doctors in quarantine were not being paid their dues. On July 31st, the centre had informed Supreme Court that Delhi, Punjab, Tripura, Karnataka and Maharashtra have not made timely payments of salaries to healthcare workers despite the centre's notification under National Disaster Management Act, which lays down strict penal action for non-payment. The state of Tripura today also informed the Supreme Court that the salaries of health workers were being paid on time. To this, Justice Bhushan led bench said, Good, and adjourn the next week. Now, moving further to the High Court's, the bench of Justice B. Shekhar Saraf ruled that while civil courts in India do have the power to grant anti-arbitration injunction against a foreign-seated arbitration, however, this power is to be used sparingly and with adult caution. The Calcutta High Court observing that in exercising discretion, the courts must be satisfied of the following aspects enumerated in 2003 Supreme Court ruling in Modi Entertainment Network: that the defendant against whom injunction is sought is amenable to the personal jurisdiction of court. Second, if the injunction is declined, the ends of justice will be defeated and injustice will be perpetuated. And thirdly, the principle of comity, respect for the court in which the commencement or continuance of action or proceeding is sought to be restrained, must be borne in the mind. In this case, the single bench judge of Anu Malhotra refused to quash the minutes of meeting held on March 28 by the high-powered committee constituted to decongest the prisoners, whereby undeterred prisoners accused of economic offences or against whom inquiry is being conducted by the Enforcement Directorate have been excluded from the purview of interim bail. The Delhi High Court highlighted, it is essential to observe that the economic offences are offences which corrode the fabric of democracy and are committed with total disregard of the rights and interests of the nation, and are committed by breach of trust and faith and are against the national economy and national interest. In this case, Article 15, Subclause 6 is only an enabling provision which was observed by the bench comprising Chief Justice S. Mani Kumar and Justice Sahaji P. Chale, while dismissing a PIL that sought direction to the state to embark 10% quota for economically weaker section students who apply for higher secondary course for the year of 2020-21. Referring to Ajit Singh and others versus State of Punjab and others, the court observed that since it is an enabling provision, a direction is vested in the state to consider providing reservation if the circumstances mentioned in those articles so warranted. Reportedly, the Kerala government had issued an order reserving 10% of the total seats in various batches in government higher secondary and vocational higher secondary schools for students from the economically weaker section in the unreserved category. In this case, noting that the state government has no power under Article 341 to specify any caste, race or tribe or part or group thereof as scheduled caste, the bench of Justice Ravi Shankar Jha and Justice Arun Pillai stated two notifications of the government of Haryana, including the OBC Gadaria community as scheduled caste. The issuing notice to the state of Haryana and operation of the impunged orders and notification issued by the state government was stayed in light of the Supreme Court's verdict in Maharashtra versus Milind and others, AIR 2000, and E.V. Chinnaiya versus State of Andhra Pradesh and others in 2004. This was it for this video. See you in the next video.